little sloppy today. Bumps and bruises, a little inconsistent, and probably, I would say, average at best.
Coach, can you talk about a lot of the running backs went and met up with Yona Pritchard? It was kind of a neat little thing. Can you talk a little about that and maybe how the coaches might have had talking a little bit?
Team loves Yona. The running backs went. A lot of the coaches went independently. It wasn't a coordinated effort, and just trying to show our support. He's an inspirational guy and a great leader for our team.
A little chippy out here today. I mean, the defense kind of came out all fired up. Talk about the overall assessment of
I think camp's gone really well. The defense is, I think, making progress. Overall today, I'm talking both sides, I thought it was inconsistent.
Has there been a solidification of the tight ends yet?
Coach Reynolds could probably address it. They're still moving around a little bit.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay. Talk about what Coach DePay brings, not only to the running backs, but the program in general.
Energy, experience, a passion to be here. Great recruiter, tireless worker, really good teacher. He's just a great fit.
Any movement on fullback? Anything?
No, not yet. Probably be a couple of days. We still need to get a few players in the combo group healthy before we consider if we might move anybody else. So Zed Mendenhall is our fullback, and we'll find another one at some point, maybe even into next week.
Any thought of maybe Michael Elisa moving into that?
There's really a lot of guys being considered right now, but nothing to report to say that we're going to go that direction.
Who are you considering a punt and kick return at this point?
Say it again.
Punt and kick return?
Haven't had enough live work to really say where we are. I love all the individual work. I love the drill work. I love the personnel we've selected, but the scheme execution, we'll have to wait a little bit to find that out. Hopefully by the end of next week.
You've really emphasized special teams. How do you feel like it's going along to this point?
Really well. Again, mostly personnel and technique. Those two things. The scheme development now is the next phase, and again, by the end of next week, I hope to have that really, really solid.
You had your defense at the stadium early yesterday about 6:30, telling them, until everybody passes the conditioning, they're all going to be out there. How close do you think they are to passing?
There are ways to go still. The test is hard, and it's a great indicator of how hard I'd like them to play, and if they haven't made it yet, they know they're not ready.
How often do you have them do that?
It'll be once a week.
Until they all pass?
Until we play.
The two new guys, Nate Carter and Trevor Brown, how did that come about with this?
Melosi Teo left the team, decided just to kind of pursue life, and then Wona Pritchard being hurt, we can replace both those numbers. So gives us a couple more practice players to get through camp with.
Coach, can you describe what McKay Jacobson kind of brings to the team as far as leadership?
Well, I think just the ability part is first and foremost. He runs well and he's a good receiver, and he's been in our program a long time, so there's some maturity there and consistency, and those things are always helpful to be able to throw the ball to a receiver and know exactly where he'll be and it'll catch it. So I think maturity and consistency with the talent is probably the way to say what he brings.
How much do coaches, maybe players, lean on Matt Reynolds, his experience?
Matt's just a steadying influence on our team, and there aren't times when he's not doing what he's supposed to do on or off the field. He just does what he's supposed to do, and I think it's steadying to our team.
How would you assess Skelly and team today generally?
I thought, as I said earlier, I thought it was inconsistent and sloppy today. A few bumps and bruises. Defenses put in some blitzes that the offense hasn't caught up with yet, and so that makes it kind of up here raggedy. And then the team part at the end, again, inconsistent with kind of tempers overriding execution.
Is that why you called off Riley's series there, that second series?
Yeah.
Do you basically already have tomorrow's practice scripted, or do you guys talk about it?
I plan it each morning, so we watch the film, the coaches meet independently, and then each morning we decide to get together and say what are the mutual needs, what can we accommodate there, and then what specific things do we need to address, and then the health of our team, how we doing that way.
You said the same as spring, basically?
Very similar,
okay.
Yeah.
Coach, you've roughly begun the back half of the second half of camp. How do you feel the team has progressed relative to the stage of camp?
I like where we are. I'm confident, I'm optimistic, and I believe it's warranted by what I've seen, how I've seen us play. Again, as installations on either side kind of jump ahead or go behind, you'll see another group kind of for a couple of days trying to catch up to it. And that will kind of morph back and forth all the way probably through Wednesday of next week, which is good, and then it will be ready for scout teams and getting ready for Ole Miss. So I'm comfortable where we are.
This was your last open practice. A lot of different, teams really struggle with the right way to allow access, yet still have tactical advantages. What's your philosophy on it relative to what you've done with the crowds and how you plan to do things with media and those kinds of things?
It's a tough balance. In the future, we'll probably have our first scrimmage, which was in the stadium on Saturday, be the open practice in combination with the Cougar kickoff. So it will all be kind of a singular event to debut the season, the team, and the rest will probably be closed for anybody other than media. And it just makes more sense. While I have no idea who's here. And so how much do you show, how much you don't show, and to say that certain teams aren't above sending somebody, we won't, but I'm sure others would. So it's risky.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.